a little terrified.
He drops it all on the bar because he's scared. He's like,
pretty much. And half of it gets ends up on the bar, and he's like shaking, and he hands it to you. And then he's instantly in love because he's never seen a woman like you. So he's so he keeps looking you in the eye, and he walks over to somebody else who comes by, looks at you again, smiles under his beard.
what are you looking at, little dwarf?
Nothing, lady. And he looks away. But he still keeps sneaking those glances every now and then. Like you'll see the side of his head, and he's like, look at you, and then so. Bellerfon, where are you headed?
I'm gonna look for my crew. Where my people?
There are rooms. You guys have been given rooms. It's been a few hours, so each of you have been given rooms. One of the rooms is a broken door. Ryan Drake smashed his door, and escaped. And but everyone else is out there. Felnox, where are you? So I can meet you at Bellerfon.
Given how beat up I was from the last fight, most likely sleeping it off.
Okay. So Felnox is not going to the bar. He's sleeping it off. So as you try to sleep, Felnox, you start having nightmares.
Uh-oh.
And your nightmares are of the Court of Chaos. You can see the gods of chaos still sitting on their thrones, staring down at you. And one of them, the Newell, the armored one, looks at you. He's like, Felnox of the Flame, we haven't forgotten you. And he points right at you, and you wake up. Every time you try to close your eyes, you see the same group of thrones. You see the same group of assholes on those thrones looking at you.
So each time I fall asleep, I do something different. The first one was the middle finger. Second time he like moons them. Third time he's just annoyed. He's annoyed, and he tells him, like, "Why are you bothering me?"
Newell goes to you. He's like, every time you insult ancient gods, Felnox of the Flame, we will make you and your friends suffer. Have you not learned anything from insulting the other two gods of chaos that have been your benefactor?
All right. So my situation with those two is different, and I'll have you know, I pissed them off for good reason. Do you care? Besides, you're probably going to betray us first.
They start to vanish from your vision, and you feel an inclination to go to the garden. And the first thought in your head is that gnomes keep a garden in a submarine, but something tells you you need to go there.
Okay, I make my way over.
Okay, on your way.
I got to say something.
Go ahead.
The dwarf, he chugs down a few drinks that would make a normal man completely out of his wits.
Mm-hmm.
And then he decides, now that he's calmed down, he needs to have a talk with some of his companions. He gives his dwarven blood brother, or his brother, he gives him the opportunity to join him. But he walks off trying to find whichever first, Felnox or Bellerfon.
If he out, I think he meant you.
I'm you?
Yes.
I think he
You are the same
his blood brother. His dwarf blood brother.
Kindred.
You're the other dwarf in the party.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. Go again, please.
What I was trying to say is, I've calmed down now. Got a clearer head.
Aye.
I need to talk to the rest of the band.
Well, it's good to
We're
hear.
gonna try to find some of the others.
Let's go ahead. I'll
Continue
follow you.
drinking, Zura.
All right, I'll keep you company. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
We have things to do.
All right.
Yes. Cheers.
If he out, this is the deepest voice. So, Bellerfon, as you start making your way to what you imagine is the bar. Everybody, refuel your hit points. By the way, you put yourselves up at full. Anything that you've learned your spells, spells have refreshed, all that's done. Again, there's only been a few hours. I'll let you guys have all that at full. Until you start leaving, you notice something strange about Suzura. As she's drinking at the bar. She looks over at you, and she doesn't notice anything strange about herself, but she doesn't notice that you're looking at her strangely.
Me?
So, Suzura, no, this is Ryan Drake and Ephialtes, and Krill if he decides to go with them.
Oi.
What are you guys looking at?
She looks like she's becoming. You've seen people disappear before, because you saw Bellerophon disappear once. So this is no longer something that you don't see all the time. This is something common now. But she's starting to become dim. Like she's starting to like phase out, like out of existence. The more she drinks too, and she keeps drinking, and she gets more and more dim.
Krill
Suzura, you should put that down.
What's wrong?
He
wrong?
is a distance, and he's like ready to bolt or something.
I'm surprised he doesn't want to buy. He doesn't want to try and sell whatever it is she's drinking.
I want to tell them that because they're looking at me like something's wrong. So I want to tell them that is that drink that they're drinking because I'm not drinking it. The same the iron beer.
Yeah, they're drinking Edom bed with the giants. The spiked Edom bed.
What was that? I wanna write that down. What was that?
Iron beer.
Is it messing with your minds? Because you guys are looking at me weird. What's wrong? Did that drink messing your minds up?
Oh, you seem to disappearing. Stop drinking.
What? I'm right here. What's wrong?
Something's gonna happen with you. Orc, you're gonna want to pull out your weapons. Someone's trying to abduct you. Just like they did me. Child.
So
except less fantastical.
That's exactly what happened. She disappears. So Zora, you see everything around you also start dimming, and you vanish. You see it all disappear, and then you reappear in front of Reddington and the Grand Duchess. They're making out on a throne, and they stop and they look over at you, and they're like, you're just standing there with your drink.
Well, that's awkward.
So we'll leave you there with those two. While the rest of you,
this disgusted look on my face because Reddington is kissing that lady.
Oh, it's gonna get a lot worse.
Yeah, so you realize that she looks just like Bellerophon's wife that he's kissing, the one he's making out with. There's slight differences, like the bat wings and the horns, but it looks just like her. Besides that,
Right.
So we go back to the others. You guys saw Suzura vanish, and
Reddington has horns and a tail now.
Yes, Reddington also has horns and a tail
and wings.
Yeah. He is
Oh,
growing. He's getting bat wings. Yes, he is. So.
Oh yeah.
So after Ryan Drake sees this, he steals someone else's shot of liquor, drinks it, slams it down. Is like, to you, Orc. Good luck with that. Farewell, everyone.
All right, Felnox, are you going to find any of the others before you head to the garden? Or are you just going straight to the garden because you're annoyed?
No, I'm gonna see if I can find the others just in case, at least to warn them.
All right, as you start trying to look for them, is there an urgency to your step, or are you just casually walking around like fuck these goddamn chaotic evil gods that have caused hell for me for a while? I'm just gonna slowly, casually.
There's an urgency, but he's also very annoyed. You can tell on his face.
Okay, so a very annoyed-looking Felnox runs into Bellerophon. Bellerophon, you know what annoyed-looking face looks like on Felnox. It means he's talking to some ancient terror that's going to make your life hell in 5 minutes, but it just makes him annoyed. So,
like, what's wrong, Felnox? You have that look of I suddenly have enemies and people don't like me. Look.
The Court of Chaos, basically, I pissed them off, and they said they're going to
hear Felnox, by the way.
well,
personally, I thought it was a dream at first, but no, it really was them.
We pissed off the Court of Chaos. Of course they're angry, and of course they want us.
Well, I tried to get some sleep. I saw them. I thought it was a dream. I flipped them off. Woke up, went back to sleep, saw them again. I'm like, great. I mooned them. Because, hey, it's a dream, right? Third time they straight up told me no.
Not anymore. You're.
They told me
Well, I mean,
each time I do that, they're just gonna attack us. So it's Hex and Jax all over again.
you have a lot to learn, Felnox.
Okay, Brian
My days
cannot
at the
hear John, just so you know.
Huh?
Brian cannot hear John. I'll tell you what John says for now.
No, I can't hear at all.
Okay.
Oh darn!
Thank you.
I
Okay,
hear.
John, don't bother. Don't bother. We already got started. John looks like the Emperor, and he's complaining about about the Court of Chaos. So that's to Felix. Felix.
You know, I mean,
He pretty much repeated like the whole entire situation he went through with mooning gods.
That's what's going on.
You need to stop mooning people.
Like I said, I just thought it was a dream.
Yes, but how old are you?
Oh my god!
You're seriously giving me a lecture when we should be
I-
getting ready for battle?
I'm always ready.
John.
What god sound is that? Spell?
So Felnox's cell phone goes off, and
That is
and you find yourself
that
headed.
small box.
All right, so he didn't tell you where he's supposed to be going, and he just walked off. So you find yourself subconsciously walking towards the garden anyway, because he's heading for the garden, and he didn't bother to pick up the rest of the group. So you wind up going to the garden. As you're going to the garden, you hear dwarven singing coming closer. So and you can hear the voices of Ryan Drake and Ephialtes, and you can tell they've also had a few drinks. For some reason, Krill's with them. So all of you run into each other in the hallway. Everyone but any of Luce's characters run into each other in the hallway.
I see you're all here in the garden. Good.
You're not in the garden yet. You're heading towards the garden.
I'm heading towards it.
Yes.
Oi! It's good
Okay.
to see you, Bellafron. As you can see, I've gotten down a bit in some bit of the tales of my people.
Yes.
You know about this Ganymede, right?
Yes, I do.
Can you get me in contact with the man?
I don't have his direct contact information. That's what you're asking.
But you
But
don't got a cell phone. You what's got that?
but I can say that if you stick with me, we're sure to run into him.
Someone, when you say cell phone, some of the gnomes that are walking around the hallway look at you curiously. What the fuck are they talking about? the Gotengo, the ship is crawling with gnomes, by the way. Everywhere you look, there's a gnome. They're like pigeons in New York City. There's gnomes everywhere. Like you look behind a door, you go to your closet, and there's a gnome back there working. So you're trying to put your clothes away, there's a gnome. You go to the bathroom, there's a fucking gnome fixing the toilet. So there's gnomes everywhere. Okay, you had to kick them out of your room a couple times because they keep coming back in.
Well,
to fix things.
They're kind of everywhere.
Bellafron,
Yes.
so you can understand a wee bit of my situation and the urgency. You know the feelings you got for your kingdom?
Yes.
Lad, that's the same way I feel.
Yes. I know. We both lost the kingdom. I've lost it twice.
Twice?
Yes.
Twice?
It's like
I
3 or
was
4
dead.
times.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times.
How the...
Is
What?
Is this your first time, Ryan Drake?
Ephialtes is just listening on, is confused. The conversation is super confused.
Yeah,
The
that's
dwarf... Ryan Drake looks
I
even
think
more
if Yelly
confused
just
than
realized
ever
that Ryan Drake's a king.
I'm just. You hold out here, kings and warriors. I'm just a herder. Ah,
not today.
Don't you worry about it,
What's your name?
lass.
Ephialtes? Not today. Not today, Ephialtes. You are a warrior.
Ephialtes.
Don't you be putting yourself down.
Krill is just silent, standing there
Chaos
watching.
Lord of
I'd love to see that, but
All that
please.
stuff you did before, just think about it as an introduction. And now is where everything's going to get interesting.
Just consider yourself a people herder now. I mean, if you get into that business.
Before you get
Not a slaver like some people we know.
So, as you guys
Sorry
turn the
about that.
corner into the garden, John, you're back.
Phone's off.
Okay. John is back. You turn your corner into the
Yeah,
garden.
I put it on.
You're stunned by this gigantic garden that's been set up here by the gnomes itself. It's massive, and this is some sci-fi shit. I mean, you see plants of every variety all over the place, and some of the plants don't look like they really belong here. Some of the plants are yes, they're native to Moonwind. You've seen them before in Porthos, and those of you who've been to Calandra have seen them there. The types that are native to Calandra, but you see some weird ass fucking plants here, like shit you've never seen before in here. You're like wondering where the hell the gnomes got these things. And they seem to be like sticking out of the walls too. Not all of them coming out of the ground or out of pots or the setup that they have here. And there seems to be some kind of artificial sun above you, some kind of light that they have coming off of the ceiling, going onto the plants and feeding them. And there's gnomes everywhere. And but a few of them, you do hear a commotion coming from one end of the garden, and a few of the gnomes running in your direction from there, and they look freaking scared.
Krill decides to try to see what's going on, but also
I try to stop one of the gnomes.
he has one eye on what's going on, but another eye looking at the plants, seeing if what he could take.
Good. The plants look very familiar to you, Krill. They look like they're from your world, and you're like, as you're staring at some of these plants, they don't look native to this one. The world you came from, they look like they're from your place. And
For God's sake, does someone have an elf lover? Is that why we're in the garden?
and like some of the little
Krill
feathers,
is looking at one intently.
yeah, some of the little,
He's has his head sideways,
yeah,
eyeing at it.
yeah, some of the little feathers on the back of your head start to like rise up, Krill, as you start to realize that these are not planted here. They're coming out of the wall. They almost look like they just, I mean, something weird has happened. Something magical. Now you're in tune to magic has occurred, and these plants are here. Something chaos.
Like they were teleported into the wall?
Through the wall. You gonna point this out to any of the others? Krill's the one that noticed this.
Yeah. So I say that these plants
no.
look like they were
Velnox
teleported.
didn't notice. Krill noticed.
Okay.
Velnox is noting the gnomes running at him. This is Krill's world. These plants are from him. He's the one who noticed.
Velnox, would you like some spices?
I'm good.
Yes.
I have a special spice that'll pinch up some magic. Allow me to tell you more up close.
So he doesn't tell
I'm
them
good.
anything. So the gnome runs at you guys.
Krill decides to go up close to Velnox. And he starts to try to whisper something. Mind you, try.
What comes out?
He says this. Is this something to do with the Hex and Jax thing?
I don't know. Probably not this time.
Alrighty then. And Krill decides to stay at the edge of the door.
Okay. So you guys notice that the gnomes are running at you, and the ones that run by you don't really say anything, but they start pointing behind them when they see Bellerophon and the very heavily armored looking dwarves, and they start pointing behind them at what looks like a hut. Like there's like a hut in the middle of the fucking, and it doesn't look like it belongs here either. It's in the middle of the garden. The hut has legs. It looks like it has like little chicken legs coming out about 4 of them, holding it up.
We all notice that?
Yep, everyone notices that. It's not walking, but it's got little chicken legs instead of foundations. It has chicken legs.
What a peculiar looking hut. I mean,
That is no plan.
I mean, when you think about the fact that we're in a ship sailing under the water, it doesn't seem so crazy now.
Oh,
You make a good
that
point.
the Crosshairs gave me is very hard. This is more powerful than I thought.
Yes.
I've drunken old drinks before, but did they lace this with some drugs? Beltron, you see the
Oh, you see this too?
No, you guys are not
And I
drunk.
point to one of the gnomes. You, what's with this building?
They're not talking. They're running. They just pointed back behind the building. They're like, "Ah!" They run. know that
Ryan
their
grabs one of the
their finger
the
isn't
gnome
really
runs.
pointing at the hut. It's pointing beyond it, like a little to the left. And you see something even larger than the hut that you didn't even notice because you saw the peculiarity of that hut. There's a giant lizard back there.
Okay.
So there's some kind of creature, and it seems to be grazing among the.
What the hell is that? By Hammett.
So you see this.
Like,
You see a dinosaur.
America great again.
You see a triceratops back there. That's what you know is a triceratops,
Pretty good.
but your characters don't know it at all. So back there grazing behind the hut with the chicken legs. It's peacefully grazing, but it's terrible.
So-
It's not a pretty thing.
I don't know.
Ryan Drake, he grabs one of the gnomes as they run by. Is that the only thing you saw back there, little one?
The
He,
gnome.
he grabs one of the gnomes.
As you
Krill
pick up
starts to
the gnome,
like
you get the
come
little
out
legs
from the
keep moving. It's still
doorway
trying to
and
run.
Krill, is that your cousin?
Krill knows what that
No.
is.
but
Krill
it's
knows
what
that
I
is.
eat.
You eat that?
What did you say,
Yes.
Cobalt? You, little Cobalt, eat
No.
that.
You eat them. So is it like?
I thought you were from the zoo.
No. We do not have cattle. Or at least we try to, but it's try to cattle that. Yes. We hunt them free roam.
So
Okay.
now you're sure your world is invading here
I
somehow.
don't know if you
Krill.
can see her, but this is harmless.
What'd you say,
Maybe
John?
it has more to do with Ganymede.
This is little Artie, but you probably can't see her because she's mostly black.
Zombie, what did
You finally see Artie?
you bastard?
So everything's
Artie.
black on your screen, John.
She's a black bird.
With white paws.
Too much darkness.
Yeah.
Aww.
It is one of the same.
He looks cute though.
I can't even see.
I can't see the cat.
It's the key, isn't it? Artemis?
Aw.
Why don't you put a? It would help if you put a
you
lamp on.
already.
Okay.
Oh, I heard
Welcome
it.
back,
I
Brian.
heard it
Can
first.
you see Felnox yet, Brian?
Nope, cannot. Everybody but him.
It's because he's a lacrimancer.
We'll worry
Don't
about
you
that
worry
next game.
about it.
So what do you guys do about the hut with the freaking chicken legs and and the dinosaur? What are you doing?
Krill is like looking at the dinosaur. Like, lunch is here, but how do I get it?
As far as Felnox is concerned, he's thinking it's not attacking us, so why bother it?
And this is all happening on the ship, right? Like, how big is the room that we're in right now, the garden?
It's a huge room. It's like a gymnasium size. It's gigantic. The ship is massive.
Krill tries to look for like at the normally eats.
So you eat
You're gonna
those
poison it?
things, but you run around and you sell spices.
Do you eat spices yourself?
Do you use
It's a kobold. Of course he eats the spices.
Oh.
No. The only people that I've seen eat spices are you
He's not a
people.
kobold.
It's just why I
He's
sold
not a
them.
kobold. I've killed plenty of them. He's different.
You look
Don't get high. You want supply.
More like
How
a
would you describe it?
he's like a lizard man.
You hear a
But that's what a
high-pitched,
kobold is.
cry coming from somewhere far away, but on the other side of this gymnasium, maybe through one of the doors at the end of the gymnasium-sized room. And as you hear the cry, Krill, then the feathers on the back of his head really go up. Those were your people, Krill. And that's a hunting cry.
Okay.
Krill tries to signal back.
Well,
you hear
are
some
they going to try
sounds.
and eat us? We're not
Ooh.
going.
You hear, you hear a bunch of hoots coming back. Some hoots coming back, like some bird sounds, and some confusion, and they're saying to you, Krill, who are you, and why are you with these outlanders?
Same question for you. You're in a ship. You know that, right?
Portal open. That's what they say. Portal open. We go through. We eat lots of little fleshy.
Hi, he's with us.
All right.
Separate from fleshy creatures. Come to
Krill
us.
turns.
We eat. That's what it says. Back to you guys.
FBL things pulls out Brightbringer, the
Krill goes back to the crowd and okay, let's just say we gonna need to run. And Krill goes to try to go past the door.
What's going on?
And mind you, he says this in front of Falnox and Belair Fuckman. Then he tries to head towards the door.
I think everybody should get behind me.
Okay, as you
Yeah,
head
yeah,
behind.
please,
Yeah, maybe we should just go
Yeah,
we
back
go-
to what the problem is.
Okay, but as we head behind, as you start to slowly leave the garden, the
I'm
inside
gonna
of the
follow
hut, inside of the
I know what power he had. If he's running, I'm running.
inside of the hut, Freya, you've been sleeping for like a year and a half, like some kind of magical, mystical sleep, and you wake up, and next to you is a baby dragon. You haven't named yet, and she's curled up right next to you, and she's much larger than you remember. She kept growing over the last year and a half, and you don't know why you're awake, but standing over you is a huge creature, with he's wearing a robe, but it's all torn to shreds. He has mottled skin. He's shaped like a man, but he's maybe about 10 to 12 feet tall. He has mottled green skin and glowing red eyes and like a nasty hooked nose. And where his hand is supposed to be is some kind of axe, and it's sticking out of his skin, like the haft of the axe was stuck into his skin, and the skin actually grew and has wrapped itself around the axe. He's like, wake up!
Who are you?
Not important. Outside Dancing Hut are people my master told me you should be with. You notice that as he shifts and moves, like the shadows of the room follow him. Like they don't stay. They're not shadows. You don't see things casting shadows. The only thing in this room casting shadows is this guy. And they're weird. They're not his shape. They keep moving around him.
Okay.
Awaken. I cannot open door. You have to open door. He points to like a door of the hut that you've been inside of for the last year and a half.
And that hut has been moving with those little chicken legs. That's the.
This is the dancing hut that you went into last time you
Yeah.
played her. This is
Okay.
the Baba Yaga's dancing hut.
Yes. Okay.
That is not the Baba Yaga in front of you. This is something else.
I named the dragon Regal. Regal.
Regal? Okay, write that down somewhere in her stats.
Mm-hmm.
So, Regal
Regal.
lifts her head up, looks over at
Regal.
you, and she starts to like hiss at the creature in front of you. And the creature lifts his hood up. Shut up, dragon. I'm here to help you.
But who do I ask for outside? How do I know who I'm supposed to follow?
There are friends of yours out there. The dwarf Ryan Drake is there. He was in the hut with you. He escaped much longer time ago. He dug his way out. He will recognize you.
I don't know a Ryan Drake.
You don't remember him, but he knows you. You met once, and you fought the dragon Tenumbra. He is out there. Paladin King is out there. A shepherd.
I don't know Belafron, right?
Nope. There's a shepherd out there that for some reason, has survived fighting demons. a velociraptor, spice merchant, and a walking nuclear bomb. They're all out there waiting.
Wonderful. That was great.
Go before I resist my master's urges. And he points at the door. You can see that the axe that sticks out of his arm, it's like shaking, like he can't wait to use it.
Okay. Okay, fine. Let's go, Regal. Let's go. Let's go find Ryan Drake, whoever this is.
So
If
Regal gets up.
this guy's a friend, he must be. I don't know, but
Okay. Regal does not give her back to the thing that keeps pointing at you. So, but she goes with you, but she will not turn her back on you. She keeps her neck arched around, staring at the creature.
okay. So we exit.
Okay, so you open the door, and it says one little thing. It's like, Freya, Duchess Freya, say hello to Bellerfun for me. Tell him Overkill said hi.
Overkill. Oh.
Then he turns and walks through one of the doors, deeper into the hut.
Okay.
You open the door?
Yes, I opened the door.
Okay. As you guys are running out of the room, one of you, I guess we'll say Ryan Drake, happens to look back, and he sees Freya, the cleric.
Well, I was walking backwards because I had everybody behind me.
Then you and Ryan Drake see Freya, an elf lady, step out of the dancing hut, the hut with the chicken legs on it. She's over here. There's an image of her on the top left. She steps out. Behind her is a gold dragon, about the size of a pony, a young gold dragon, about the same size as Irek Magnificus, and it's following her and it's hissing at something behind it. You get a glimpse beyond the door of something huge, wearing a robe, wearing a torn up cloak, and disappearing.
Baby.
Oh, I should have known. One of these grassy places, trees and pretty stuff. There's always an elf. Always.
Always a woodland sprite.
That's a baby gold. You know how rare they are?
You're telling me that's not the golden retriever?
Are they close to me?
That the dragon a pet?
I am going to bring you guys over to a map, and I will place you down.
Yes.
As we switch over to the map, Felnox, you hear the voice of Nul, the god that sent you here. Felnox of the Flame, here is your reward. And you realize it's not coming from inside your head. It's coming from the other side of the room. It's coming from the Triceratops. And its eyes are glowing red, the same color as Nul's. And it seems
I rushed over to Bellerophon.
It seems to have been taken over.
What?
It seems to have been taken over by the god. So I'm going to place you guys into this map. Hold on. Remember, you can control yourselves. So you can start moving yourselves after initiative is rolled. But yeah, that thing's about to charge.
I would like to clarify something.
The elf.
The dwarf at no point did he start to walk backwards. I didn't quite follow the whole entire let's leave thing.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. I stayed with Bellerophon.
So Bellerophon is looking back. Ryan Drake stayed a little further back, so he's closer to the monster.
We're still on the first screen though, Felipe.
I haven't put you down yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting you on the map. Once I set up the map, once I set you guys on the map, then I'll switch you over. So
I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back.
If you guys want to take a break and go take a piss or whatever, while I put your characters on here.
That sounds good.
Alright.
What kind of dwarf is without a drink?
John, in the meantime, can you restart your connection to see if it...
John, can you restart your connection? Leave, get off, and come back. Brian can't see you or hear you. In the meantime.
You guys can hear me well, or is it low?
No, I
hear you perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Ephialtes, Freya, Bellerophon, Krill. Krill.
Stop picking, actually.
Great RPing, everybody, by the way. I'm going to pause the video.